What's up everyone, Jason at Canyon Adventure Vans, and today I'm going to show you how to build the brand new GLSS Pro. This one is made for the Revel. You can put it in the Jaycos, the Integras, your Storyteller, anything that has some type of L-track to be able to bolt it down to. So the one we're doing today is the GLSS Pro driver side. This is a full 2 boxes and a cushion that goes on top. So when you get it in your box, it'll be a flat pack, pretty simple to build. You'll start with your end door, if you got an end door or bungees or whatever you got, but basically this piece here is the back. And how I know like what the bottom or top is, the top has thread inserts already into it. So we know this is the top. We don't want to put this on the top. That way we can stack things down the road if you want to elevate your storage systems, okay? So then the next thing you're going to do is, if you notice on the end door here, we have these PEM studs. They're already pre-built into the system. And all we're going to do is slide that right into the holes like that. Pretty simple. I'll come over here in your kit. You're going to have all your bolts, your nuts, and then you're just going to sit here and hand tighten these down. So there'll be 3 on each side. Very simple. I recommend you do this on a flat surface so we can get everything nice and even and flush. We have another one up here. All right, now once I have all those lined up, I'm going to get the front panel. So on this one, this particular customer ordered an end door and the face door as well. So same thing, you got threads up here. You know this is the top. And how we designed all these things is you can purchase them individually, you can stack on top and bolt right down through the top of these with a nice floor in here. So we're giving you tons of different options with your system. So basically same thing, I'm lining this up just like that. Once I get all 6 of these nuts on here, then we'll go ahead and ratchet them down. So you have 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and 1 in the center. This one's a little more difficult to get to, so what I like to do is open this up, kind of open up this door as well, and that way it's easier for my fingers to get in here and get this screwed on. All right, so that wasn't too difficult. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with one side. We're supplying you with a little wrench that we made, a little Cav branded, in case you don't have any tools. Or you can use an open end wrench or a socket. So I'm gonna use a socket. You can also, if you're an installer, one of our dealers, you're gonna most likely use some type of cordless ratchet so you can go a little bit quicker. But basically the most important thing here is I want this to be flush on top. So right now, just the way it's sitting, there's a little bit of a bump. So I want to bring it even. So as I'm tightening things down, I want to keep that in mind to make sure that's flush. And you can use, in your kit, you're going to have all these different brackets. This is a great little example to use a bracket. So just like that, you can see it's up a little bit. So I'm going to back that off just a little bit. Even that out. Retighten that. Put it right where I want it. That's perfect. And then come in here and do the same thing on the bottom. Not really worried about the bottom. I want the top to be flush. That's the most important. These 2 are cranked down. I like that still. Let me come up here on this one. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'll start in the middle. I'll get this one going. Bottom's good. Now the top. All right, now that's nice and tight. All right, so close these back up. that really help by opening up the doors and allow my hands to get in there. Now, if this is a single box, all you would have to do is put on the end piece here. The end piece will always have these spring-loaded brackets on there. So that way your wood top, bench seat, whatever, you can bolt that down on there. So if you're gonna do this, we're not gonna do that today, but I'm just gonna show you so we can use this video for both. You would do the same thing. You would take your 6 locking nuts, put them on, tighten it down, and this box would be done. Okay, so super easy. This particular box is the full-length bench. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build the other end now. I'll move this one out of the way. And then basically I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm gonna find the top, which is the threaded inserts on top. Super easy. And we know this is the top because it has the hinge on there. I'll line that up like that. Get these started. And then this is the front. This customer opted for a bungee on the front, and you can see how easy this is. You got your 3 holes here. They're all slotted, so it gives you a little bit of play, and it just slides right on there like that. Come in here and get this started. And if you're doing just one box, like in our Revel, we do have just one, and then we have the cooler that slides out. I would then take this box here, I would grab my end door, which we just put on here, and then I would slap that on this side, and it would be done, ready to go, ready to be bolted down into the van. So very universal. If you ever decide you buy the whole bench seat and then later you want to you know, remove half of it or sell it or whatever, you can do all that without buying a new system. Okay, same thing. I was holding my hand up there, just making sure it was nice and flush. Okay. Same thing over here. It's nice and snug. You don't need to over tighten. Now, if you bought all the single boxes and you had another end here, just to show you an example, you could sit here and stack these up. They all line up on the inside, and then you can bolt them down, put a floor in there, and kind of stack up or stack out or kind of do whatever you want. You could do another bench here, have a little cushion here, have a wood top here. So many different things that you can do with this new Pro Series. All right, so what we did is we created a washer that goes in between to give it more strength and stability. We could have easily just bolted it here, but you can see there's nothing that's keeping the same distance in the center as it is the end. So we designed this washer. Same idea, but what we're gonna do is go through all of them. So we're gonna bring this in here like this, kind of open it up. Okay, just like that. Do the same thing over on this side. Okay, and then we're gonna slide this one right onto there, just like that. So I'll come over here so I'm not fighting it, and I'll get these started on this side. So this thing really squares everything in, gives it some more integrity. Makes it sturdy in the center, gives you another support here as well. All right, so now that just slides right over. Once we get this tightened up, we'll go ahead and put on the brackets, and then we'll do the cushion. All right, we got that all dialed in. Same thing, right? I want to make sure that everything is nice and even on top, which you can see here by the bracket. And then just get in here. All right, so that's the box. It's built, and this thing is super light. Now, if this was going into, let's say, a storyteller, you would have 2 of these. And basically what these do is they slide over the bottom here, and you can adjust this to wherever your L track is. And then we would supply you with the studs. And then all you would have to do is put your studs on there. And then we have a little knob that twists it and locks it into place, and you would do that on both sides. On this particular model for the Revel, you have this, which is going to go over a stud. And then also on this side, you'll have a stud. This is your wall here. Imagine this is your wall where your shower wall is. So you're in the garage. This is your shower wall. There's a stud right here in this corner that you're going to put in here. And then this is the bracket. This is the slot right here. And this bracket is going to adjust here and then bolt into here, and then that way you take your knob and you can bolt it right down to your van. Okay, so I'm gonna get that ready. I'm gonna need 2 of these, 2 of those. Basically, I'm just taking that bolt, sliding it in there. I know where this is because I've done it so many times now, but you know, it depends on how far back you want to put it. This isn't meant to sit on that plastic lip in your garage of a Revel as well. It's just meant to butt right up to it. So you would basically come in here, adjust this bracket either way, up and down, to fit where your stud is. And they're usually about 1 inch off the end. So we loosen this a little bit. Adjust it. And once you get this in your van, there's 3 inches of a gap here to your wall, so you can adjust this to line up inside the van. And then you got just enough room to put your arm down in here, get your hex wrench on here, and then tighten it down to exactly where it goes once you get it all dialed in. All right, so now that we got that bracket on, this is just a nice little trim piece that comes on this side. It's pre-threaded here, so it's already have 2 threads in it right here. And basically, you're gonna line this up just like so. This is just one of those accessories that you don't have to put on. It just looks a little cleaner because what happens is you're standing out the back of your van over here. This is butting up against that plastic trim panel, and you can kind of see what's behind here. With this little trim piece, it just cleans everything up, and this actually gets almost butted right up to the plastic face of where the batteries are at. So it's just a nice little aesthetic touch. And I just like to make sure that it's flush. Okay. All right, so this thing is ready to be put in there. All right, so now let's move on to other accessories. So if you ordered it with a lagoon table, this bracket will be in your lagoon system. So basically, there should be little plastic tabs that you can pop out of here. And then you'll take this, you can put this on here, get it started. If you're having a hard time, if you can't get it on by your hand like that one, it's because when we spray these with the powder coat, it makes that hole a little bit tighter. But if you take the little tool that's supplied and just crank that in, you'll be good to go. Make sure that it's straight up and down. Same thing over here. Once I get that, then I'll come over here with the nut on the back side, get that started. Crank that down. You can also use a 7/16 wrench as well. Then I can get there and crank that down. See how much easier that is than trying to get that socket in there. All right. So that's ready to go regardless. So if you do order a lagoon and a table, you'll have that accessory and that just bolts right on there. The same thing if you just ordered one of these boxes, and every single box there's the same hole cut out, so you can add a lagoon to anywhere you want. You could even, if you wanted to, on this bench, you could put this lagoon right in the middle and have that table, your lagoon on dead center of the bench as well. So keep that in mind. You also have locks, all these locks, so you'll be able to lock every single door. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the cushion on. And basically we're just gonna open these up like this, okay? And then your bottom of your cushion is gonna have 4 screws in it like this. Okay, you're just gonna open them up a little bit and screw them just a little bit. Leave yourself about a 1/4 of an inch gap. And then basically what this does is this will slide on here. I'll line these holes up. Give me a little bit of play. See if I can do this by myself. There we go. See how that popped right in there? And then slide it up. Take your other Allen wrench. Tighten that up. I'm not going to tighten them both yet until I get the other side, then I'll come back and do that. But just like so, you got to bend them a little bit like that. Now they're both in there. Pushing the cushion up so it goes into that groove. Then I'll lock that in. And if this is a wood top instead of a cushion, we will be offering it with the wood top as well. You would do the same thing. The wood top would have pre-inserted thread inserts, and you would do this exact same thing as just tighten this down. And this would be your wood top. And then also too, we're gonna have another option for cushions on the wood top. And you would be able to just put your cushion right on top of the wood top as well. And it would have Velcro straps that straps it and kind of holds it in place too. So we're working on a few different aftermarket accessories for these. So also inside the kit to mount it to the floor, regardless if it's a Storyteller, a Revel, a Jayco, a Tiffin GH1, you'll have this plate here, if not 2 of them. If it's a Revel, you'll have 1 of these and then a bracket on the end. We're also supplying the 2 studs that go into your L-track. Basically, this slides right into your L-track, and then you would bolt this down, and then everything sits right on top of this, and then you would take these knobs and then bolt that down as well. And then that way you can easily take these in and out, but it's also giving you the stability and strength to be bolted right down to your garage floor, very secure. And then if you ever do want to take them out for a certain trip, it just makes it really easy. No tools needed. You just untwist these, pop your whole system out too. So we wanted to make these things where they're modular, and again, you can configure them in different configurations and styles and etc., but also be able to pop them out of your van really easy as well. So let's go get this thing installed. All right, so we pre-installed the studs here in the Revel. In the description below, there's a link with a video on how to install these 2, where you're popping off your O-ring and then installing these studs that we include in the kit. And then basically these just get locked down into here. So I've already done that. Really simple to do. Watch the video. And then now let's go ahead and put this up here. So if you got 2 people, you can do that. If not, you can just do it by yourself. It's really light. Basically just slide that right in. And if you see back here, you can see the the studs, I want to clear that. Okay, so I want to bring this right to the edge, and then this bracket is sitting over the stud there. And then all I'm going to do now is take this bracket here, drop that down, take my knob here, get that cranked down really nice. Okay, and then do the same thing back here. There's enough space. You got about 3 feet. You got about 3 inches back here. Enough to get your hand back there, and then put this other knob. And I'll get out of your way in a sec, and you can come in here and see how I did that. And these knobs are really easy to twist. So there it is. That's it. That's a wrap. Completely bolted down. Look at how strong this is. Like super strong. You got tons of storage. You have access to your little secret compartment. In this van, we did the Roam Rig 3rd battery option. But other than that, you would be able to get to your storage stuff here. Cushions pops up. Easy to get your stuff in and out. Throw your things back here in a bungee. Open your door. Get to all your gear. Put your Lagoon on here. I do have a table. Let me show you how that works. So basically, lock that down. And then now you have your table as well back here to be able to work, eat, hang out, take in the killer views. What's great is you can move this out of your way. Cushion still opens up. You can still get to everything. Put it back. When you're traveling, put your table over here so it's out of your way, in the aisleway. And there you have it. That is the brand new 2024 GLSS PRO, all of our new aluminum fabrication. Hopefully this video was very helpful on installing it, building it, and then installing it in the van. You can see how easy it is once you have your studs already in. It's super easy. It comes out just as fast, which is really nice. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll continue to come out with informative videos to show you how to use the Canyon products. We'll see you on the next one.